Hey guys, how's it going? Welcome to my channel, Travel with Jose. I'm Jose. For today's video, we're going to be talking about things to consider before joining the military. Alright, long time no see guys. How's it going? I hope everything is well. I know I haven't been posting as frequently as I said I was, but here is another video. My last video with Austin Alexander did pretty well. A lot of you guys were able to be helped by that video, so this is another video that will probably help you if you're trying to join the military. It's November right now. Hopefully this video gets uploaded this month, but yeah, almost another year is over, and a lot of things have changed with me, but that'll come in another video. So like I said, this video, things to consider, and I'll start right now. I have here my notes and all these questions that actually I have been meaning to make this video a long time ago. It's questions that I wrote down while I was in the military. And these are questions that I actually think you should ask yourself before making this huge choice of whether or not to join the military. So here we go. These are in no order, and I'm also going to try to explain some of them and how they related to my life while I was in the military. So first things first, enlisted or officer? Which one do you want to do? Which one do you think you should do? Or do you even know? Do you know the difference between enlisted and officer? So enlisted, of course, just how I went in right after high school. Officer just means that you already went to university and got your diploma, or that you after high school went to a college that was military affiliated and then you wanted to become an officer. So for me, of course, I didn't want to go to college right after high school, so I wanted to join the military, so I went in enlisted. So on top of that is another question: do you want to go to college? Do you want to do your 4 years and then join the military? Do you want to go into debt and then join the military? So who are you leaving behind? Is it your friends? Is it your family? Can you not get over the fact of leaving them? Or is it like someone like your wife, your husband, your kids? Somebody that you're taking care of? You have to think about that, because you will be separated from them a long time. And at first, you know, for boot camp, it might be those 2 months, and then it might be again for A school or C school or whatever, and then it might be, oh, you get stationed across the world on a whole nother country, and you won't be able to commute as easily to see them. So things like that you got to consider. Who are you leaving behind? Yes, after a while you can have them come to you, but that's only if documents and paperwork is filed correctly. So yeah, that's just another thing to consider. Are you joining because you need money, because you need a job? So I'll tell you now, the money at the very beginning is not the best at all, actually. The only thing is that you won't be having to pay for things like food, things like rent, a car at the beginning. It somewhat balances off, because you won't need to use money, and you'll be able to save all the money you do make for a while. So that's something that you got to think about. Do you have debt that you owe off? And if you do, you will be able to get some of that paid off, of course. But try not to go in with any debt. Another question: career versus job. Do you want to do this for a little while? Do you want to do this for a long time? Career, of course, would be 20 years. A job, just like me, I did it for 5 years. I went in thinking maybe I could make this a career. Turns out no, and I only made it a job. But I did it for 5 years, and I was able to save up a little bit of money and also travel. So that's what I wanted out of this opportunity, and that's what I got. So along with that, travel. Do you want to travel? If you get stationed in places like America, you will also be able to get to travel if you're stationed on a ship. So you'll do deployments, and then you'll go see different countries. I was just stationed on the Truman, and I got to see France and Greece. So I had not expected that, so that was pretty amazing. And I don't know if you guys saw it, but I made a video of my time in Greece, so check that out. If you do start enlisted, you gotta know that you are starting at the very bottom. So, being at the bottom, grunt work. Are you ready to do all the grunt work that it takes to be the new guy? I told you guys I did 5 years. I know there's people that do contracts for 4. Even if you do want this now, but during your training or getting stationed on a ship you don't like it, realize that you have a contract to fulfill, whether it be 4 or 5 years. I got the 4-year, but with an additional year added onto there because of schooling. Are you willing to miss out on birthdays, weddings, special occasions, holidays, sleeping in, whatever it is? Are you willing to miss out on that? Because your schedule is focused on what the military wants, on what the Navy wants. So if it doesn't go hand in hand, you're not going to be able to go to that event to see your child for his or her birthday or whatever it is. If you're overseas, let's say, and they're in America, you're gonna miss out on that. Or if you're on deployment, you're gonna miss out on whatever it is. And deployments are 6 to 8 months, so it'll be a while before you see them. So just be ready to miss out on events. I know I missed out on a lot of birthdays, of course, but my dad got remarried, missed out on that, which I really wanted to go to. I actually missed out on a funeral for my grandma and my grandpa, actually, so that was kind of tough, but something you have to deal with when you are in the military. Another topic, I know I wrote this one while I was in Japan, so this one struck a chord with me because in Japan we have a curfew. So are you ready to have a curfew? I know you probably just got out of high school and you're not looking forward to a curfew set by parents or whatever, but you will have a curfew if you are in certain countries overseas. And that's just because at certain times, with alcohol, with it being nighttime, I don't know, a lot of bad things happen. So between certain times, you're not going to be able to be out in the street. And if you are caught on the street, there will be consequences. So be ready for that. On top of having a curfew, are you also ready to be told what to do at all times? You are, like I said, starting at the bottom, you are doing all the grunt work, and you're being told what to do. And you have to do it. There's no ands, ifs, or buts, or else face the consequences. But also on top of that, you have responsibilities. You have to get up in the morning, you have to cut your hair, you have to make sure your uniform is in order, you have to be there on time. So whatever it is, you have responsibilities that have to be met. And if you're not willing to do it, you're gonna get in trouble. Yeah, I'll just tell you that. You don't want that right now. So abide by all the rules, by the law. Yes, by the law. Now I know I said think about who you're leaving behind. So if you are leaving those people behind and they happen to be minors, let's say your kids, who are you leaving them with? How long are you leaving them? So that you can arrange with the Navy, but you got to think about things like that too. That's why I'm bringing it up. Are your affairs in order? And I mean anything. So are you paying for a car? Are you paying for a house? Are you paying for a debt? Is that in order? Now again, also with leaving people behind, you got to think about their feelings. Are you going to be so devastated that you don't want to leave yourself, or that it'll be too hard to handle leaving them and also completing your training, or also completing your deployments? You got to think about that stuff before you join. While in the military, I actually talked to a lot of people that had really good jobs before the military. Now, not to say that the military is a bad job, but it's not the best, and I think it's considered one of the worst with some articles that I've read or whatever, and actually living through it. But it does have its perks, of course. But going back to that, if you do have a good job before joining the military, think about it hard. After being in a job for so long, yeah, you do get bored and you want something else, or you see the military as this big thing. If you have decent pay, if you have a life already set up, just think about it more than once, okay? So working with people. Alright, you're gonna be working with a lot of people. That can get really, really annoying. Of course, you have to see them every single day for so many hours, and on deployment especially, like, you just can't get away from people. So are you willing to work with people, a lot of people, all at one time? I kind of got lucky as to working with not so many people, but there were days where, yeah, we had to all congregate, all the people from the same department and whatnot, and that's like over 100 people right there. And you do kind of have to work with each other sometimes, so yeah, it can be stressful. Are you ready to constantly move? Me, for example, I was stationed in Japan for 3.5 years, and then I moved to Virginia. Well, the good thing is that I'm from Virginia, so on the weekends I could go home. But let's say this, like you're starting in Virginia like I did. You go to a boot camp a couple months, then you go to A school a couple months, then you get stationed somewhere, then you get maybe stationed somewhere else. So moving a lot. Are you ready for that? Okay, now this is a little bit more of advice and then what to do with that. So before you join, look up all the military jobs that are offered for that branch, okay? So things like AO, which was what I was, Aviation Ordnance Man, or just look them all up and then see how they apply to the real world. Or what I'm saying is, if you actually end up getting out of the military, how does it relate to another job outside of the military? Maybe something else in the government, or something that you use your skills for that you can use for that job and put it on a resume. Think about things like that right before joining the military. If you've seen some of my videos, you know how I've lived, what I've done. That's through the Navy. So maybe the Navy is not for you. Maybe you don't want to be stuck on a ship. Maybe you don't want to travel too much. I'm not sure, whatever it is. Everybody has a different reason for joining a certain branch. So go out and see what the Marines have to offer. Go out and see what the Air Force, Army, Coast Guard, whatever it is, has to offer for you. Space Force now, I guess. So I've heard from a lot of people that they go to MEPS, they get their job, and they end up choosing one job, a certain job or whatever, just because it's in the time frame of when they want to leave. I would say don't even think about that. Think about what job you want. Maybe you have to wait another year. Maybe you have to wait another couple months. If you give up on the job that you want and you end up doing a job that you don't like, you're gonna regret that so much. So yes, if you do have to wait, just think about it that much more. So those were some questions that I thought that you should ask yourself right before joining the military, before making this huge step in life that will cost you 5 years at the minimum. So think about it thoroughly. I hope this video helped out. I want to know one thing. Please leave it down in a comment. What's your reason? Why do you want to join the military? I know I had mine. I made a video talking about why I wanted to join the military, but what's your reason? Let me know in the comment section below. I will be back with another video. I'm not sure if it's going to be travel or if it's going to be more military, but nonetheless, another video is coming up soon. I'm glad you guys are still here. We're almost at 18,000, and that's crazy. From videos from way back when, I was telling you guys like, oh, you know, if it's only one person that's watching, that's all I care about. If it's one person I'm helping out, that's all I care about. But you know, 18,000 people here, that's crazy. If you guys stuck around this long, thank you for watching. I will definitely see you in another video. Until then, take care. Bye.